guys, so I told you guys that I would do a video over what I feed my dogs, and I posted that video earlier today on my Instagram, the IGTV video. And the reason I'm making this video is because I didn't really go into what each of the products really was and why I chose them and why I feed them to my dogs. So I figured I would just do a quick video over that stuff. So first things first is I don't give them all of this with every single meal. Like my fiance feeds them in the mornings and he just gives them straight kibble, and I feed them the Purina Pro Plan Focus, and it's the lamb and rice. We recently just switched over from the Diamond Naturals lamb and rice because I had read a lot of stuff about breeding dogs and how they shouldn't have pea products or soy or any kind of legumes or flaxseed, and that is all in Diamond Naturals food. So Diamond Naturals food, even though it has done really well with my dog Gage that has allergies, for my breeding dogs, I wanted to switch. I wanted them to have exactly what they need, especially when it comes to being able to have puppies and have full litters and be able to get pregnant and all of that stuff. So that's why we switched over the dogs to the Purina Pro Plan from Diamond Naturals. There's a lot of stuff online. You can look all that stuff up if you want, but a lot of it has to do with the peas, green peas. Apparently there's they're high in estrogen, and it causes dogs and animals, and apparently supposedly humans, it acts kind of like as a birth control. So there's a lot of stuff online about that if you want to read more into that, but that's the reason why I decided to switch my dogs over, and they actually really like it. They scarf it down, so they don't seem to care very much. So that is what I feed them as a base for kibble, and that's the only thing they get in the morning. They don't get anything else. So when I feed them in the afternoons or in the evenings, I add all this other stuff to their food just because I want to make sure that, because I don't feed raw, and I wish that I could, but I just can't with all the dogs that we have, I want to make sure that they get all of the good things they would be getting from raw, and that we can give them everything that they can possibly get to be healthy and live long, happy lives. So with that being said, I'm not going to go in the same order that the video was in, but I will cover everything that was in the IGTV video. So these two things, this one and this one, are pretty much the same things. They're from two different companies. This one is chicken and this one is beef. So like, this is the Primal freeze-dried nuggets. It's 78% chicken organs and bone and 22% produce and supplements. It has, you know, if you're not feeding your dogs raw, they're not getting all the calcium, they're not getting all the nutrients and the minerals and the macro minerals and trace minerals and everything else. And they do have minerals and everything. They're supposed to have all that stuff in dog food, kibble, but it's just not the same, in my opinion. So that's why like I said, I had both of these in the video, but I don't feed them both of these with every meal. Like, this is what I had in the video, and this is all kind of ground up into, I don't want to open it because it'll go everywhere, but it's kind of ground up. It's, I mean, like really finely ground up, and it is, it's beef muscle, muscle cuts, bone, blood, organs, everything all ground up, freeze-dried, ground up, and then put in these nice little packages. So yeah, it says lung, liver, tripe, heart, bone, fat, kidney, blood. That's all in here. This is nothing but beef products, and it's all grass-fed and all that good stuff. So the same thing with this, all organic, fed, non-hormones, everything else with the chicken, and then it has the same thing: chicken, chicken necks, gizzards, livers, and then it has a bunch of vegetables, and it also has supplements and everything else added into it. So I don't feed them all this, but they're both freeze-dried. This comes, they come in these little nuggets basically, and you just add water and mix it up, and it kind of expands it. This one, this one is just a food topper. This is not quite as much as this one. So anyway, this is TruDog, this is Primal. The next thing is, this is Colostrum Powder, and this one is kind of expensive. It's like $50 or something for this. But the reason I got this one is because it's guaranteed first 6-hour colostrum powder. So that means that it was taken from the cow within the first 6 hours of a calf being born, which kind of makes me feel a little bit bad actually, but it's 100% colostrum, and it's a powder. And the one thing about this, even though it is expensive, they fill this thing up to the top, and so I mean, it is, when you're peeling the thing off, its powder's kind of going everywhere. So even though it's expensive, they give you your money's worth with this. So I've read a lot about colostrum and giving it to dogs. Obviously it's good for puppies, it's good for their bone growth, it's good for development, but it's also good for grown dogs as well. I've read stuff about how you can mix it with water and put it on scrapes and burns and things like that. I haven't tried that. But as far as giving it to them as a supplement in their food, it can help with food intolerances, allergies, and since I do have a dog, Gage, that has really bad allergies to everything, I've been giving them all this to try and see if maybe we can help his allergies from the inside out. But yeah, it does a lot of good. I mean, it's really, really healthy. It's really, really good for dogs. It's really good for puppies, grown dogs, everybody. It helps kind of boost their immune system too. So like I said, it's kind of expensive, but to me, it's kind of worth it. So this is Super Snouts joint powder, and it is 100% Greenlipped Mussel powdered down, and that's all it is that's in there. And Greenlipped mussels, I didn't really know. I knew people fed it to their dogs that fed raw, but I didn't really know why. I looked into all of it, and it's because it's like fish oil. It helps with skin and hair and everything else, but it also it's apparently has tons of glucosamine and chondroitin in it. It helps with inflammation of the joints. It helps, that's why it says it's joints, ligaments, and tendons on it. That's specifically what I got this for them for, because I want to make sure that their joints are all healthy for their entire lives. So you can look up all the benefits of Greenlipped mussel if you want, and but the reason I give it to them is for their joints. And the last thing I have is also, it's a fish oil, and like I said, sometimes I give them this and sometimes I give them this. I don't usually give it to them at the same time. So this is, the brand is Iceland Pure, and the reason I like this is because they don't come in plastic bottles, so I don't have to worry about BPA or anything like that. But this is actually unscented sardine and anchovy oil, and the reason I chose this over salmon oil is because sardines and anchovies are smaller fish, so they have less mercury than the bigger fish. And the reason I chose this brand is because it's made in Iceland, and you can research all the stuff you want about Iceland, but the way that they process the fish oil is much different than here. It's much cleaner, more purified. They also don't use rosemary extract, which has had studies that it can cause seizures and neurological problems and everything else with dogs. Does it? I don't know, but I don't want to take the chance. So I've been giving this to them for a little while. They seem to like it. It doesn't really smell. This does smell. So just to let you know, this Greenlipped mussels, it smells pretty fishy, but this really doesn't. So yeah, that's the reason I chose this one. And fish oil is good for their skin, it's good for their heart, it's good for inflammation. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I have the base kibble, and then I also do give them the non-fat yogurt. I either get Greek yogurt or non-fat yogurt, which I think it's basically the same. But anyway, just make sure you don't if you're gonna give your dogs yogurt, don't give them any kind of flavored yogurt. They don't need the extra sugar from all the flavorings. But the yogurt is good. I mean, it's good for humans, it's good probiotic, it's also good for dogs. It helps kind of keep their gut health in check, because there's a lot of bacteria that should be in there, there's a lot of bacteria that shouldn't be in there, and it just kind of helps. I don't give it to them every day. I might give it to them a couple times a week. Yeah, so some of these things I give every day, but I swap them out. Some of these things I just give a couple times a week. You can figure out the best way for you and your dogs, and that is pretty much it. So thanks for watching my video, and have a good day.